Today I'm going to explain to you about fractions, shading fractions. So I have a little rule that I've made here. So I would like you to write this little rule down at the end. Okay, so first of all, we need to do is count all the shapes. So example, in this one, there's squares, so we need to count all the squares. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 8 shapes. Okay, and then what we do is divide the number by the bottom fraction, which is 8. Okay, so we do 8 divided 8, which equals to 1. Okay, and then we times it, so we got 1 times 1 is 1, so we just shade 1 square. Okay, so I'm not going to shade it properly, I'll just do it like this for you guys. So we do 1 shape. So here we have, so these are quite easy. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So we know pizza slices, there's 4 pizza slices. We ate 1, so we need to shade 1. So these are quite easy, all right? So, but when we get into these type of shapes where there's more than 8. So first of all, if we count 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. So we count, the first rule, count all the shape, ticked off. So we counted all of them, is 16. Then we do the number 2, divide the number by the bottom fraction. So we do 16 divided by 8. So it's 2, because 2 times 8 is 16. You times it by the top, which is 2. So this tells us we need to only shade 2 circles. Easy as that. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So again, this one is quite easy. So we just do 1, 6 because we got 6 pizza slices and we only need to shade 1. So that's easy peasy. This one says 4. Now you can see there's no 4 stars. Okay, so with this time we have star pizza. So there's no 4-star pizza. So how are we going to shade 1/4? So again, we count the shapes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I know that's 5 in one row. So I could do 5, 10, 15, 20. So I've got 20. I divide it with the bottom number, which is 4. And then I got 5, because 5 times 4 is 20. Okay, and I times it by the top number. And I know you're going to say, yeah, but we know what 5 times 1 is. We know what 2 times 1 is. But if you get in a practice, it will get harder because sometimes they will have 2/4. Okay, so then you'll have to do is 5 times 2 equals 10. Then you shade in 10. But at the moment, we just shade in 5. Okay, so you guys shade in properly. I've just done that as to give you an example. Okay, one more. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've got 4, 8, 12. Count all the shapes, 12. Divide it by the bottom. Okay. So we have 4. 4 times 3 is 12. Times it by the top, which gives you 4. So we shade 4. Okay, so we have another example here. So we need to shade half of each shape. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to shade in half of these shapes. Okay, so if you remember the rule from previous I did, count all the shapes. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 6 altogether. Okay, so let me just put them here so you can tell 6. All right, divide the bottom. So you got to divide the bottom, which is, because always remember, half is always going to be written like this. So whenever you hear half, you should know that it's always 2 at the bottom. So you got 3, because half of 6 is 3, and also 2 times 3 is 6. And then we've got times 1 is 3. All right, so we shade in 3. Now, I can also give you the easier way by looking at the shape, half it and shade it, but you're not going to be able to learn when it gets harder. So let's just do one more together, and then I'll just go another worksheet that is a little bit harder than this. So we have here, we have 1, 2, 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, so another thing is we know what half of 8 is. So there's 2 ways. When it's easy, we know half of 8 is 4, okay? But if you don't know, you could just still follow the rule. So you could do 8 divided by 2, which is 4. 2 times 4 is 8, times it by 1, which is 4. And we shade in 4, okay? Okay, so this time we have a little bit different. So this time we have 1/3. All right, so 1/3, there's 3 at the bottom. So we did a half, now this time is 1/3. Again, we got 6. So it's the same rule for each one. So with the half one, it was quite easy because we know what half of 6 is, we know what half of 8. So we just work out the half and shade it. It's very easy. But when you do it in the rules are same for each fraction, okay? So 6 divided by 3, which is 2, again, times it by the top, and it's 2. Okay, so we shade in 2 boxes. We shade in 2 boxes. Again, 3, 6, 9. 9 divided by 3 equals 3. 3 times 3 is 9. And then you do 3 times 1 equals 3. So you shade in 3 boxes. All right, so if we look at this one quickly, we've got 1/4. So we know the bottom, there's 4 slices of pizza. So I'm not going to do number 1 because it's quite easy. We just need to shade 1, isn't it? All right, so this one we got 4, 8, 12. 12 divided by the bottom. So we counted all the shapes. Then we divided it by the bottom, which is 3. 4 times 3 is 12. Times it by the top, which is 3. Okay, so we do it. So basically the rule is same for every single one. All right, so say example, this one, it had 3/4, because when it gets harder, you will get a very hard question. So we have 3, 6, 9, 12. So you do 12 divided by 4, which is 3. 3 times 3, which is 9. Okay, so you do 3, 6, 9. Okay, so hopefully that you will understand what to do. So remember the rule, so count all the shapes, divide it by the bottom fraction, times it by the top. If you revise this rule, doesn't matter what fraction that the teacher tells you to shade in, you will find it very, very easy. Okay, so this was a request from one of my students. So hopefully that you understand what to do now. And if there's anything else, just let me know and I'll help you out. Okay, so bye for now. And